Oh my goodness. Look at this. The third match in a row all on the same day. Well, maybe not for you guys, but for me, I'm going to go ahead and play this match 5 right now and get it out of the way. Like I said, today I'm just pumped to play some Magic. Who knows, maybe I'll start recording another league. Although, clearly if I do that, I have no choice but to change shirts so it looks at least like it's a different day. We'll see. But I'm here to close off this league with Veil Amulet. That's not what it's going to be called in the video titles, but that's what I'll call it for the time being. Quite the league that we never even got to side in and cast Veil of Summer. I don't know if that said something bad for the card. Maybe we just hit the end of variance that makes this card not useful. But, I mean, we could have played against Blue-White Control, Sultai, Reclamation. Those decks exist, and Veil of Summer does things against those decks. Certainly could have used a third Beast Within in the last matchup, perhaps. We'll see. Or a third Mystical Dispute. I don't even know if Mystical Dispute is good anymore. It's been a long time since I cited that one in, and the only matchups I've cited it in recently were against Storm, and that's not a great matchup anyways, so I'm not sure it's worth having Mystical Dispute specifically for Storm. I don't know, maybe we will see some sideboard revisions, but again, the problem is, I have no clue what to play, you guys. What cards would you like to see in the sideboard? What cards can I test out that, I don't know, could be interesting? Maybe I bring back the Elder Scale Worm tech? Who knows? I meme that, but at the same time, it might actually be kind of good. I've been playing against a lot of prowessy decks recently. We'll see. Anyways, let's go ahead and get these games on the upswing. Alright, let's see if we can make this 3-2 and continue our streak of infinite success. Mechant? I don't know. I already like this hand just because it has a castable Explorer on turn 2. All jokes aside, I actually think this hand is quite good, so let's give it a shot. I mull the 6. We actually have a 8th card here hidden behind this Explorer. Mystic Sanctuary Go. Is this a Veil of Summer matchup? Did we finally run into one? I say that as if I'm excited, but in all honesty, the Veil of Summers are there because Mystic Sanctuary matchups tend not to be very good. So, we are putting our money where our mouth is, and we're going to see if the Veil of Summers can make any kind of impact here. We're jamming this Explorer into Mana Leak because we don't care. Growth Spiral. Oh, is this Scapeshift? Yeah. Looks like we're playing against Scapeshift or maybe Teamer Reclamation. We will see soon down the line. Do they have Spell Snare? That would be kind of gross. Not gonna lie, Spell Snare would be quite the tempo swing. It also sucks because this is like the only card that Spell Snare is alive against in our deck list. Opt. That's fine. Are they trying to dig for a Force of Negation? Because I would not waste it on an Explorer. They're much better targets than Explorer for a Force of Negation, in my opinion. Although, if they want to go down to 2 cards in hand to do that, I'm fine with it. That would be A-okay. We could also bog away their graveyard. I don't know if we need to do that right now. If we don't, we give them the option to snap Growth Spiral. And we can pick up the bog at a later date anyways. Let's just go ahead and get that stuff out of here. You don't need your graveyard, do you, opponent? I didn't think you did. In case you couldn't tell, I can hear them. They're speaking to me through the headphones. They said, nope, we don't need it. Wilderness Reclamation. Yeah? Well, now we have the answer. They are not playing Scapeshift. They're on this one. Do we slam a Dryad into a Cryptic Command? That sounds about as good as pulling teeth. We could jam and explore here. I guess that's going to be the line. I don't love it, but they let it go. Okay. Well, I like to see another blue source here so that we can transmute the Solari West for Pact of Negation. And then, with that on the mind, let's go ahead and play out this Growth Chamber. And we can pick up our Bog here, I suppose. We have plenty of untapped sources already. Although, looking for a Pact of Negation may not be better than just looking for a Cavern of Souls. We shall see. Frantic Inventory. Interesting. I'm not sure if that's a usual one in Wilderness Reclamation decks. Are they just blue-green? What's the splash color? We saw Scalding Tarn. They can't just be playing blue-green Reclamation, right? Maybe they are, because they didn't fetch up Esteem Mints. Second Wilderness Reclamation. Well, we might be getting in-stepped Nexus of Faded here. Not much we can do about it. They're kind of just going off over there. I think second Reclamation might be good for us, actually. It's one less piece of interaction that they have. This is kind of an odd situation. Shark Typhoon. For 1? Okay. Frantic. Okay. And they're getting card advantage here. They're doing things. And they are 1 short of Nexus mana there. I think we're transmuting for Cavern. Let's go ahead and bog their graveyard first things first. Permanently get rid of these Frantic inventories. Future ones will not be quite so good. And I think we're transmuting for Cavern of Souls. We'll regret that if we draw a Summoner's Pact. But in all honesty, if we draw a Summoner's Pact, I'm not sure that it'll be good enough. I think we just need to get Cavern. We can also use Cavern to force this Dryad into play and then pick up the Cavern with the bounce land. So I think this is going to be the line. And we'll pass it back. I suppose if we had planned that out to potentially get Dryad into play, then we could have played Dryad instead, or we could have, instead of played the Bog, played the Cavern. Oh. Cryptic Command's a little bit of a nasty one there. Yep, this game is not looking good. I'm just going to say it now. And they get a Cryptic Command back. This game is not looking good. Oro, we've made it significantly difficult for them to escape that one. Yeah, but they have Cryptic in hand. Not feeling great about this, in all honesty. Not feeling great. We'll see. They're kind of low on resources, although they might even have access to a 4th Mystic Sanctuary here. That would be not great. So let's go ahead and get this Nymph into play. We'll tap our most useless colors here. And then we'll play Ghost Quarter into... Oh no, we don't have an additional land here. We just exposed our Cavern for no reason. Well, that sucks. Oh, that's right, because we played the Cavern on Nymph as our first land drop. That's what got me. I was thinking that we would be able to go Ghost Quarter into bounce land to pick up the Cavern, but... I mean, they may or may not be playing Field. We'll see. I don't mind them bouncing a land here. That doesn't bother me at all. Doesn't even stop us from casting Titan this upcoming turn. They do have the 4th Mystic Sanctuary. Is that something we need to Ghost Quarter right now? I guess not. Don't love it, but... I mean, even if they Cryptic bounce another land here, we still can just go land, Titan. Uro, okay. I'm going to be pretty astounded if we actually end up winning this game 1, because it's seems like they have all the tools that they need to beat us. Sadly, they're not legally allowed to play a 5th Mystic Sanctuary, so we know that they can't Sanctuary anything else back. I'd also take just naturally drawing a Valakut here. Looks like they might just be on straight blue-green as well, which is good to know. They have nothing to do with all this mana, so these Reclamations are not really giving them the value that they might desire. So let's go Field into Garrison, I guess. This way we're triggering our field. We can pick up this Cavern of Souls. We're doing some things. I don't know if those things will be good enough. Pick up the Cavern for sure. And then next turn we can go bounce land, pick up Vesuva, and then play Vesuva copying field, so they have no chance of getting Rivet. I know I'm potentially attacking into a Shark Typhoon here. Actually, let's not. There's no reason to. Especially if they're not playing a splash color, this Dryad might be difficult for them to deal with, and I think it's going to be better for triggering field multiple times a turn, or potentially going off with Valakut, something along those lines. They'll probably Cryptic Bounce it, in all honesty. Or the Garrison. That's fine with me. They are working towards getting Uro back into play here. Are you sure you don't want me to draw 2 cards, opponent? That would be pretty nice of you. Okay, they do have Uro now. I guess we could have picked up Bog and replayed it. Maybe not doing that was a huge mistake. I wasn't even thinking about it. I was so worried about Field of Ruin that I didn't worry about the things that'll actually kill us, so. That said, if we can deal with 1 Uro, we can permanently exile it, since the other one is already exiled. Although they probably play 4, in all honesty. And this is the second one, so they have plenty more where that's coming from. For a game where I've played so few actual cards, this is a surprisingly complex match. And attacking into Uro is going to be pretty difficult to do now. We're not doing anything in response to these reclamations, so let's just yield. Yeah, I think maybe not getting this Bog replayed was a pretty big punt in hindsight. Let's go Cavern, naming Human here. And we don't have a Garenberg already in play, so let's play that one and trigger field. Now we have guaranteed value out of our Dryad. And here we can play an uncounterable Azusa. Assuming we tap it for the right colors. And get a couple more zombies here. I think it's going to be Growth Chamber picking up Breeding Pool, and then, well, the copy of Breeding Pool, and then replaying another Feel the Dead here. That seems, let's do the Garrison instead of the Growth Chamber, so that we can haste a Titan if we happen to draw it. I think we're even going to get 2 zombies out of this copy of Field. So, that's decent for us. And we know they can't establish a Cryptic tap loop because we have an onboard answer to them bouncing Mystic Sanctuary with a Cryptic command, so. Not going to attack this time. We will definitely trade for an Uro if they attack with it, and no additional land drops, so we'll pass back. I mean, our backup plan of just playing a ton of lands with a Field Dead in play is coming through nicely. Second copy of Azusa might be helping us out here secretly. And if we draw a natural Primeval Titan, then we might be in quite good shape here. I'm definitely getting Valakut regardless of whether they can Cryptic Bounce this guy, for example, or something along those lines. They're probably digging for extra cards here, trying to find some answers. We will definitely get this Uro out of play. I'm going to go ahead and block with the 4th zombie here as well, just in case they have some kind of bounce spell or something. And we're not losing anything by doing that. Just lets us play around an additional removal spell here, so. I like, maybe they Archmage's Charm to steal a zombie or something. This forces 2 pieces of action here if they want to save their Uro. And then, assuming they can't do everything they need to put this Uro back into play this turn, we can pick up and replay Bajuka Bog and get rid of that one permanently. And make some zombies in the process, so. How about the 3rd Wilderness Reclamation, everyone? Remember when I was saying the 2nd Wilderness Reclamation might actually be good for us? Well, I think that goes triply for the 3rd one. We'll see, though. They're also lower on time than us, which makes a lot of sense considering they're casting spells and we're not really. So, Oh, is this a Nexus of Fate? Because that would not be great for us. There's a lot of things this could be. Is this just like a huge Shark Typhoon? That would be pretty difficult to beat, not gonna lie. We don't have... We could get a Grazer here to block a Shark Typhoon token. That would work. Tireless Tracker would be an insane top deck here, assuming we could get it to resolve. Yep, so there's the Shark Typhoon for 16. Wonder why not use all the mana. Unless they have a Nexus of Fate here, which would make a lot of sense. If they have Nexus, then we kind of just die. Or they could pass back with 11 mana. What if we have Radiant Fountain? This seems questionable to me. Unfortunately, we cannot punish them for that at all. We don't have Radiant Fountain. We don't have Titan. We have no way of drawing any cards. Yeah, this is just game. Sadly. Alright, let's bring in our Veil of Summers and see what we can do with that. Again, it's not going to do much against their Aether Gusts. We get Disputes as well, which is nice. Force of Vigor seems kind of narrow, but whatever. Actually, I don't know about the Force, but we can definitely have the Rex Sage. Beast Withins to cover Ashioks if they have them. Baloths are a clock, I guess. And Explosives don't seem great, although it's not terrible against Shark Typhoon tokens, so maybe one's not too bad. It also answers Ashiok, I guess, in the worst case scenario, so we'll keep it. We'll cut the Grazers for sure. Trim down on one Summoner's Pact. Trim down on the Radiant Fountain, I think, because our life gain is not going to be important here. Trim down one Amulet, perhaps, so we don't draw too many of these and not enough action. I like Azusa, I think. Actually, nah, it plays into counter magic pretty bad. Let's trim one Azusa. Scout's fine. What else? What else? Could trim more lands. I don't know if that's something we want to do. I guess the Explosives is too narrow. I mean, we're a little soft to Ashiok, but whatever. And maybe the Reclamation Sage is too narrow as well. I don't know that answering Reclamation is our priority here. I guess it is not. We'll submit this way. So now we have Veil of Summer to back up some of our threats here. Ain't bad, ain't bad. This hand... It's like alright. It's not particularly fast. I guess it doesn't need to be, though. We get a turn to explore, and y'all know that I'm all about that, so... We'll play Garenbrig Go. I think we'll probably be playing Growth Chamber to pick up a Ghost Quarter to get an additional untapped source here. Don't spell snare me, bro. Do not do it. Explore. Responses? Opt. Go ahead and opt in response, opponent. Opt. Opt. There we go. There's an untapped source. I'm still going to play a Growth Chamber out here, though. Get us a little closer to transmuting good old T-West. I don't hate the idea of packing for Tireless Tracker here. We are not exposing ourselves to Cryptic. Although if they have Growth Spiral untapped Cryptic, then that would be pretty bad for us. So I guess maybe let's not do that. I don't know. We're kind of just doing nothing here. Which I don't love. We could hold up Beast Within. Yeah, I guess playing TOS and holding up Beast Within is going to set us up the best here. Could also just straight up Summoner's Pact in response to an Ashiok. Although, there's no reason to do that. We can Beast Within, untap, and Summoner's Pact and cast a Titan immediately, so... There's Growth Spiral. So we would have been exposed to a Cryptic Command bounce line if we had decided to expose ourselves to it. Do we go for the Beast Within anyways? Like, say on the Lumbering Falls? This is 4 to activate, right? Yeah. So, if they activate it in response, then it would counter our Beast Within because of the hexproof. But they can't do that, and if we Beast Within, it cuts them off of Cryptic Command, but we probably still can't just jam into, like, an Archmage's Charm or Remand or something. So, I guess not. Don't know what we would be transmuting Tolaria West for here. We could go for a Pact of Negation, which doesn't seem the worst. But if we do this, we're not holding up Beats Within. Alternatively, I guess if we go for Pact of Negation, we can cast Titan this upcoming turn, though. Although we'd have a lot of hack triggers to pay for, so I guess not. Let's play the Growth Chamber, picking up the Tolaria West. And pass. We're holding up Beast Within. We can transmute next turn. And no, we would not be able to hold up Beast Within next turn, but if we were to transmute, that is. Archmage's Charm to draw. There we go. I mean, that's not great for us, but it didn't counter a Primeval Titan, so that works. We also can Titan plus Veil of Summer backup if we draw a Veil, so that's interesting. Uro. Tap out. Please, be my guest. I'm definitely not F6ing through the turn here in case they play an Ashiok and we feel that we need to Summoner's Pact in response. And they're missing land drops as well. I mean, if ever there was a time to pull the trigger on a Primeval Titan, I think this is the time. We'll Beast Within this untapped breeding pool. They either counter this or they don't. And if they don't, I guess they could still have Force of Negation for our Summoner's Pact. Frantic Inventory, okay. I don't think it makes sense to play around Summoner's Pact. Unclear. If we play Summoner's Pact in our turn and they force it, then we can transmute Tolaria West for an Engineered Explosives, perhaps, so we can protect ourselves against Ashiok. I think we just have to go for it here. Veil. Hey, now we are not weak to a Force of Negation, so let's just go ahead and cast the Pact first things first. Alright, Primeval Titan. So far, so good. We'll play out our Forest. We'll activate this and play Titan. And it looks like it will be good. We might be able to egg them into Cryptic bouncing a land, depending on what we choose to do here. We definitely want to bog away their graveyard. Getting Field of the Dead and play now doesn't seem like a terrible thing to do. We already have Tolaria West, so let's just do this. And bog away that Uro. Goodbye. Don't miss you at all. Stay gone. And don't come back. Now if they want to do something crazy like Cryptic bounce our Titan, which I don't see why they would want to do that right now, but Wilderness Wreck, you got it. Sadly, Veil doesn't stop a Cryptic tap, but we could Tolaria West here. I don't know what we would be T-Westing for. They are gonna bounce draw. We did cast Pact, so we're not gonna be able to recast our Titan. No, we will, because we can play Garenbrig and activate this Garenbrig. They've already untapped with Wilderness Reclamation, so I don't really see the downside to letting this resolve. I guess they could have Aether Gust, but if they do, they gust the Veil anyways, so I'm not going to play around it. This doesn't let us transmute Tolaria West, but I don't think that's going to be the worst thing in the world. Amulet. Does that do anything? Sadly, no, because we need our green mana, so plays Garenbrig out. We will float all of this nice, beautiful colored mana. We'll activate. Oh, wait, we don't actually have Veil of Summer up here, do we? We do not. Do we want to play into a mana leak or something? I guess we don't. Knowing that we can't hold up Veil this turn, maybe we should have played this differently so we could transmute Talari West this turn. Guess we're just playing Amulet and passing. That feels awful, though. We're probably just playing into a remand here. It may not be like an actual counterspell. I think I'll play it conservatively, though. The maximum they're going to have is 6 mana during our turn, so let's just play the Amulet and pass. Also, they definitely should have been clocking us with this beast. They're not even bothering to try to do damage to us, which is unusual to me. Frantic. You got it. Sanctuary. Putting back Cryptic. I'm fine with this. Cryptic gets eaten up by Veil of Summer. My Cryptic Command costs 1 mana, opponent. Now they're clocking us. Good choice. Second Reclamation. Okay. I don't know how I feel about that. Still doesn't change the fact that during our turn, they'll only have 6 mana available, so... They could be casting a Nexus here. I don't know that I mind that terribly much. Shark Typhoon is a possibility as well. Explosives on 0 would blow up their Beast and Typhoon token, if that's what they're going for. Although, our Titan might just be able to straight up kill our opponent if it resolves. I mean, they are at exactly 16, so... doing the whole double strike and all that. Leaving up this 2 mana, I still don't know what for. Wilt. Okay. So our Titan is not killing our opponent. But that might be fine. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If we activate Garenbrig, so we can transmute... We can't transmute... Oh, wait, we will have 11 with a Ghost Quarter, which means we can transmute for explosives on 0, play it and blow it up, and then cast Titan, but that's not holding up Veil. Or we can get another Amulet there. That's pretty good. Let's see, so we can play Amulet, play Titan with Veil back up, transmute explosives. Let's see, so that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We can play this, and that's 7. 3 to transmute. And then we'll play Garrison as well. Let's just start with the Amulet and see what happens. Resolves. Okay, that's good news. We'll play our Garrison, I suppose. Since we do need haste mana available here. We'll float with our Bog and pick it up, I suppose. Being able to play this Bog and get rid of a Frantic Inventory or something like that will be quite good for us. Let's just float a bunch of mana here. We activate like this. We need to leave a green floating if possible, which we can. That's good. All right, so let's play this Titan. Yep. And then we'll get an additional land to be able to transmute to West before combat here, so... I guess we could have transmuted for Pact of Negation to completely gum up this turn for them. Remand targeting what? The Veil? Yeah, that's really bad for us. I guess we should have gone for the Pact of Negation. Well, now we'll transmute. get a Summoner's Pact. We could cast it now, and this way they either have Force and they have to use it now, or they don't get to counter the Summoner's Pact. And then we'll be able to, we'll tap the castle, the field, the castle, the forest, and the garrison, and we'll be able to activate Garen Break this upcoming turn, but we won't have a green to actually play our Titan. Nah, I guess we just pass now. Definitely should have gone for the Pact Negation there, I think, beforehand. I was so close to figuring out the right line, but I missed that one important detail, because we could have just made the extra colored mana from this Boros Garrison off of whatever our Titan gets. Like, just get a Vesuva copying this worst case scenario. Third Wilderness Wreck is not something I'm terribly afraid of. They might still be on the ropes here. Definitely fortunate that they remanded our Veil instead of having a counterspell for it. I guess we can just yield through all of this. I might have punted this game away. We will see. And the fact that they tapped all their creatures here means that they are not representing a blocker. That, maybe they have another Shark Typhoon. Nexus. Okay. Man. We're very close to dead here. If they have another Shark Typhoon, we are just dead. We'll F6 through this turn as well. Either we're dead or we're not, and we're definitely going for the win this upcoming turn, so hopefully they didn't draw Nexus again. Wonder how many they would be playing. Interesting to note that they are only straight playing blue-green. Is this Uro? I must suppose that it is. I don't think anything else they would just be tapping out for here. Let's not 5, though. We may need to... let's not 5. Let's not F6. I hit 5 to cancel the F6, because if they play an Ashiok with this 3 mana, we're going to need to Summoner's Pact in response. But their slowness here might have saved us something. Oh, Lumbering Falls. Yep, we are just dead. Oh, man. That sucks. I guess we should have gone for the Pact Negation. I think we would have potentially won that turn. No, but there's nothing we could have done about their blockers in play. So, yeah, I don't know that there's a way that we actually win there. Although we could have gotten a Feel the Dead going, potentially, to have chump blockers. I don't know. Complicated matchup. Well, as you can see, guys, I'm not even very good at the control matchups. So, definitely something I'm still learning with this deck. So, anyways, if you guys learned something, or hopefully maybe even learned a bit from my mistakes, then leave it in the comments. Let's make an environment here where all of the pertinent knowledge is known, and yeah, we'll just try to move forward from it. Went 2 and 3, not the best finish, but what can you do about it? We'll see if we can fix that in the upcoming league, where hopefully there'll be some cool, exciting stuff going on, or at the very least, just some solid Primeval Titan playing. This is Redface Menace, signing off.